take a deep breath, and let's hear a story about Anna, the curious mermaid who discovered that understanding between different worlds begins with compassion and respect. In the gentle embrace of the deep blue sea, Anna swam gracefully through coral gardens. Her iridescent tail shimmered with hues of turquoise and silver, catching rays of sunlight. The cool water flowed soothingly over her skin as she moved between swaying seaweed forests. Small fish of vibrant colors darted around her, their scales glistening like tiny jewels underwater. Anna's home was a cozy cavern adorned with sea glass and pearls that glowed softly. The natural rhythm of ocean currents sang a continuous lullaby that echoed through her dwelling. She collected treasures that had sunk from the surface, a porcelain doll, a metal spoon. Each item sparked her curiosity about the mysterious world above the waves she longed to understand. The gentle pressure of deep water felt like a comforting blanket, always keeping her safe. The mermaid community lived in harmony among the coral reefs, their voices melodious and clear. Anna's closest friend was Coral, a wise octopus whose tentacles were gentle and whose eyes. They shared quiet afternoons watching sea turtles glide by with ancient, peaceful expressions. Sometimes they would lie on the soft, sandy ocean floor, feeling the subtle vibrations of distant. The sensation was like a gentle massage, lulling them into peaceful contemplation of life's mysteries. Every morning, Anna would savor sweet sea berries that grew in hidden underwater gardens. Their flavor burst with the essence of ocean minerals, and sunshine filtered through water. She would close her eyes, letting the taste remind her of dreams she had about walking. The morning ritual always left her feeling grateful for the simple pleasures of her underwater kingdom. Anna's grandmother had told her stories of humans since she was a small merchild. They walk on two legs and build homes that don't move with the current, she would say. The elderly mermaid's voice was like the smoothest sand worn by centuries of ocean tides. Anna would rest her head on her grandmother's lap, feeling the gentle strokes through her hair. The stories planted seeds of wonder that grew with each passing year into a garden. Unlike other merfolk who feared the surface, Anna felt drawn to the world above. She collected human knowledge with the same care that others collected rare shells or pretty stones. Late at night, when the ocean was at its most still, she would whisper questions. The bubbles of her words would rise toward the surface, carrying her curiosity upward like wishes. Anna's father, the keeper of the tide pools, worried about his daughter's fascination with humans. His weathered face creased with concern whenever she mentioned her desire to observe the surface, yet he gave her a necklace made from moonstone that would keep her safe in shallow waters. The stone felt cool against her skin, a constant reminder of her father's protective love. As Anna grew older, her curiosity about humans only intensified with each passing season. She began to venture closer to the shoreline, always careful to remain hidden from sight. The sound of distant laughter carried across the water, dancing like light on the surface. Anna would close her eyes and imagine the stories behind those joyful human sounds. The boundary between sea and land was a magical place of transformation and possibility. Waves gently caressed the shore in an endless, soothing rhythm that spoke of patience and persistence. Anna found a special cove protected by high rocks where she could observe without being seen. The warm sun on her face was a novel sensation, so different from the filtered light. She savored the feeling of gentle breezes touching her skin and playing with her long hair. Humans were fascinating creatures who built castles of sand only to let them wash away. Anna watched children run along the beach, their feet kicking up sprays of sand and water. The innocence of their joy reminded her of young dolphins at play in open waters. She noticed how humans gathered to watch the sunset, their faces softened by the golden light. From her hidden vantage point, Anna observed a young artist who came to the beach. He would sit for hours with his easel, capturing the sea in colors Anna had never imagined. His hands moved with such care and precision, creating beauty that seemed to honor her home. The gentle scratching of his brush against canvas carried to her ears like a new kind of music. Sometimes Anna would bring treasures from the deep, perfect shells, smooth stones polished by. She would leave them at the water's edge for humans to discover like unexpected gifts from. The joy on their faces when finding her offerings filled her heart with a warm, flowing sensation. These small connections, though the humans never knew their source, created invisible bridges between worlds. When storm clouds gathered on the horizon and humans fled the beach for shelter, Anna felt. She understood that while she could navigate the wildest currents, humans needed protection from. The contrast between their fragility and their creative spirit fascinated her beyond measure. Anna would float on her back during gentle rainfall, feeling droplets merge with the sea. One summer morning, Anna discovered a small sailing boat that had anchored in her cove. A young man with kind eyes and sun-touched skin dropped anchor in the quiet waters. Through the crystal-clear water, Anna watched as he carefully unloaded scientific equipment onto. His movements were methodical but gentle, showing respect for both his tools and the environment. The man, whose name she learned was Thomas from hearing him speak into a recording. He was a marine biologist studying the health of coral reefs in the area, documenting changes. Each day he would dive beneath the surface with a waterproof camera and notebook, moving. Anna felt both intrigued and nervous as his presence brought her two worlds into closer proximity. She began to watch Thomas from a closer distance, careful to remain concealed behind rocks. There was something in his reverent approach to the sea that resonated deeply with Anna. The way he touched coral with gentle fingers, careful not to disturb or damage the look of wonder in his eyes reminded her of her own first explorations of deep-sea caves. Anna noticed that Thomas would sometimes speak to the sea creatures as if they understood. "Hello there, little friend," he would say to a curious fish that approached his camera. This unexpected kinship made Anna's heart swell with a feeling she couldn't quite name. The boundary between their worlds seemed to blur when she watched him work underwater. As days passed, Anna gathered courage to move closer, drawn by Thomas's respect for her. One afternoon, as he was photographing a rare type of anemone, she deliberately let it was a delicate spiral shell with an interior that shimmered like rainbow moonlight. The shell drifted down, landing gently on the sandy bottom just within his field of vision. Thomas's eyes widened as he spotted the extraordinary shell that seemed to appear from. He looked up, scanning the water around him with newfound curiosity and awareness. Anna quickly retreated behind a curtain of swaying kelp, her heart racing like a school of. The excitement of this near encounter left her feeling both frightened and exhilarated for hours afterward. That night, as moonlight filtered through the water to her cave, Anna couldn't sleep. She thought about Thomas and his work, how he was trying to protect her home. The rhythmic sound of waves above no longer soothed her racing thoughts, as they usually did. Something was shifting inside her, like sand, rearranging itself on the ocean floor after a gentle. The next morning, Anna found that Thomas had left something at the spot where the shell. It was a small waterproof notebook with sketches of sea creatures and handwritten notes about. This gesture of reciprocal curiosity touched something deep within Anna's heart, like warm currents. She traced her fingers over his drawings, feeling connected to him through this shared appreciation. Anna began leaving more gifts, rare shells, unusual stones, even a pearl that caught sunlight. Each day Thomas would leave something in return, a drawing, a poem about the sea. This silent communication between different worlds created a bridge of understanding that transcended words. Anna found herself looking forward to these exchanges with an anticipation that made her tail flicker. One day, a violent storm approached the coast, turning the usually gentle waves into towering. The sky darkened to an ominous gray-green that reflected on the water's surface like bruises. Anna watched with growing concern as Thomas, unaware of the storm's true strength, continued. The wind began to howl with increasing fury, whipping the surface into frothy peaks and valleys. The small boat rocked violently as larger waves began to crash against its sides without mercy. Thomas hurried to secure his equipment and prepare to leave, but the anchor line had. Anna's heart pounded as she saw a massive wave approaching, understanding the danger before Thomas. Without thinking of her secret, she surged toward the surface, propelled by powerful strokes of her. As the wave crashed over the boat, Thomas was thrown into the churning sea, disoriented. Anna reached him just as he began to sink, wrapping her arms around his chest with. His eyes widened in shock upon seeing her, but lack of oxygen soon made his struggles weaken. With all her strength, Anna pulled him toward shore, fighting against the powerful currents that sought. She managed to drag him onto a small, sheltered beach hidden between rocky outcroppings, and Thomas lay unconscious but breathing, his chest rising and falling in a reassuring rhythm. Anna hesitated, knowing she had crossed an uncrossable line between observation and interaction. The warm sand beneath her tail felt strange as she waited anxiously for him to recover. Thomas awoke to the gentle sound of singing, a melody unlike anything he had ever heard. Opening his eyes slowly, he saw Anna beside him, her iridescent tail partially submerged and shallow. For a long moment, they simply looked at each other, wonder mirrored in their eyes. No words were needed as understanding flowed between them like the tide, natural and inevitable. "You're real," Thomas finally whispered, his voice filled with awe rather than fear or disbelief. Anna nodded, feeling strangely calm now that her greatest secret had been revealed to human. The tension that had lived in her shoulders for so long melted away like sea foam. His acceptance felt like sunlight warming waters that had long been in shadow. "I've been watching you," Anna admitted, her voice carrying the melodic quality of waves lapping shore. "Your care for the sea, for my home, it's different from other humans I've observed." Thomas listened with complete attention, his eyes never leaving her face as she spoke. The respect in his gaze made Anna feel understood in a way she never had before. "The coral is dying in some areas," Thomas explained, sitting up slowly on the sand. "I'm trying to document the changes and understand why, so we can help protect it." His passion for conservation resonated deeply with Anna, who had witnessed changes in her underwater. The genuine concern in his voice created a bridge between their worlds stronger than any difference. Over the following days, they met in the hidden cove, sharing knowledge of their respective worlds. Anna described the ancient underwater caves where history was recorded in living coral formations. Thomas spoke of human efforts to reduce pollution and create marine sanctuaries for endangered species. Their conversations flowed as naturally as currents, each learning and teaching in equal measure. Anna introduced Thomas to her friend Coral, who initially retreated into shy camouflage at the. Gradually, the wise octopus extended a tentative tentacle in greeting, sensing the human's genuine. Thomas marveled at their communication, recognizing an intelligence in sea creatures that science was only. These encounters filled him with a profound sense of humility and wonder at life's diversity. Together, they developed a system for monitoring reef health that combined Thomas's scientific knowledge with. Anna could access depths and locations impossible for human divers to reach safely or frequently. Their collaboration became a perfect harmony of different perspectives, united by shared purpose and respect. Each day brought new discoveries that they celebrated with quiet joy and deepening friendship. Word spread through the mermaid community about Anna's unusual friendship with a human who, initially met with fear and disapproval, attitudes slowly changed as positive effects became evident. The reef areas under their joint protection began to flourish again, colors brightening and fish returning. Even Anna's father grudgingly admitted that perhaps some humans could be trusted to care. Thomas was careful never to reveal Anna's existence to other humans, understanding the importance of. Instead, he presented his research findings as conventional scientific observations, though privately, he knew better. The secret knowledge of merfolk filled him with a sense of responsibility that transformed his approach. Each morning, he woke with gratitude for being trusted with something so precious and rare. As summer turned to autumn, Anna and Thomas created a small underwater garden near They transplanted healthy coral fragments to areas that had been damaged, nurturing new growth. The garden became a symbol of possibility, of different worlds working together toward healing. Watching tiny fish make homes among their plantings brought a deep, peaceful satisfaction to them. Anna found that her curiosity about human life had transformed into something deeper and more. Through Thomas's eyes, she gained understanding without needing to leave her ocean home behind. The longing that had once pulled her toward shore now felt satisfied by genuine connection. She realized that bridges between worlds didn't require abandoning one's own nature or home. Thomas incorporated traditional mermaid knowledge of ocean currents and migrations into his research. The ancient wisdom Anna shared complemented modern science in ways that led to breakthrough insights. Their unique partnership created ripples of positive change that extended far beyond their small cove. University colleagues marveled at his intuitive understanding of marine ecosystems that seemed almost magical. On the last evening before Thomas would return to his university, they sat together on. The setting sun painted the water with streaks of gold and rose that reflected in their eyes. "I'll come back next summer," Thomas promised, his voice soft but certain as the tide. Anna smiled, feeling neither sadness nor worry about the coming separation, only peaceful anticipation. They had created something timeless between land and sea, a friendship that would endure.